Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between nOOB and 798 here on Eclipse. Top right, it is nOOB, the red Protoss player, a professional player, and on the bottom left, we've got 798. Well, 7988197198981, to be precise. So this is a recommended replay from RJB, which, as you know, those games are excellent. I trust him on this kind of stuff. So here we are on Eclipse. If you've never been here before, it's just split right down the middle, right? So we have space tiles in the top right and jungle tiles in the bottom left. And right down the middle here is a little roadway that separates the two. Well, road meeting jungle. Right? Right. And the only way you can get over there is by flying. So if you start here, this half is yours. If you start here, this half is yours. But, hang on a second. Oh, so Eclipse? Interesting. Hang on a second. Okay, interesting. So, this is actually a different version of this map. This is a different version of... It used to be called Third World. I guess Eclipse is a different version of the same concept, though, but... You can... Can you just get out here? Yeah, you can just actually expand out here if you want. So, what the heck? Why are those wiggling? I didn't tell it to wiggle. I don't understand. Alright, so anyway, you can go to your expansion. You can actually come expand wherever you want. Out here, but is there... No, there's actually not. So you come up here, you go down, and it's just wide open. Okay, so never mind. I had it confused with Third World, which I will do from time to time. So yeah, you can expand wherever you want. There's nothing gating your access. You don't have to fly anywhere in particular. Everything is ground accessible here on this map, and that's fine. So, Cybercore on the way from the Protoss player, and SCV going for the Scout-a-Rooney. 798 wants to see what's going on here. Sees a probe. They're going to just say, hello. Hello, mate. Top of the morning to you. You recognize, okay. There's just no expansion yet, which means Cybercore. Yes, and there's probably some gas on the way, too. Yep. So all the information necessary has been acquired. So instead of expanding, we're going to get a factory and get some tanks out and try to deal with the incoming Dragoon pressure, because that's what's on the play here today. I love that. You can't get up here and see what I'm doing. I could be making a command center up here. I could be making another barracks. You don't know. Could be a factory. Marine's actually chasing this probe out, which I don't know. I feel like the probe could loop around in this area. Maybe get back up this ramp and see what's going on, but nOOB not really interested in doing that, it would seem. So, bunker up. Just going to get a bunker up because Dragoons are on the map. This one is trying to kill this SCV. Buying time, actually, by running for his life. He's assisting his friends here back home. Yeah, so the Dragoon isn't actually interested in coming over here because it knows it doesn't matter, right? You get here, there's a bunker, there's Marines in it. You're not really getting through this at all. But a guaranteed SCV kill is pretty nice. And by guaranteed, I mean it's not guaranteed. This SCV's afterburners are on maximum. Oh, it has to... The pathing is bad for a second there. Boy, I don't know. Is he going to make it home? I don't see it. Volter, ooh, gets inside the main base. Already kills one probe. Gets a second... Oh, the micro a little bit off there. Doesn't quite get the... Or the third one, actually. And... Oh, that Dragoon opened up to fire, didn't it? It opened up to fire on that SCV, but he made it home. I was going to take bets on that. But our buddy is here. He's going to make supply depots with all of his 5 HP. Probably the safest place to be on the map, I guess. Fair enough. Singularity charge is done. Range upgrade complete for our Protoss Dragoon. Robotics facility on the way. Siege mode coming in. Starport in production here from 798. Oh, did he just cancel another gateway? Interesting here from nOOB. What's that all about? Decides to wall off. He's smelling a lot of vultures, I guess, but, no? It's actually wraiths. What? Oh, I kind of love this, right? If you anticipate shuttles coming your way, wraiths are actually kind of incredible in that situation. And I mean, I don't know, why wouldn't you expect shuttle play out of a Protoss, right? It's usually pretty good. You can usually anticipate it pretty effectively. Third base coming up for the Protoss again. You do want to out-expand the Terran player if they're any good. If you're going to beat them, out-expanding them is pretty much the only way to do it. Some Terrans can make it look easy. But just trust me when I say that it is not as easy to pull off as some people might believe. Yeah, Protoss is a more friendly race to lower level players to learn. But at the higher level, I don't know. I don't know that it's particularly easy to execute against an elite Terran player, right? It's one of those things where players play the game and they're lower level and they see certain things that are overpowered at their level and they think that's universal, but it's not, right? The game changes as you go up that ladder. Support Bay coming in here from nOOB. Some things that are impossible to handle as a lower level player become, you know, easier to handle as a higher level player, or maybe vice versa sometimes. Depending on the level of play of your opponent, right? Anywho, Spider Miner research coming in. There is a shuttle in production. I don't know where that Wraith went. Wraith, though. Waiting launch orders. Did he cancel it? Or did it go over and die somewhere? Oh no, here he is. Just hanging out. He'll be useful for killing this observer. Huh? Get some work done. So nOOB is like, there's a Wraith. It's going to be harder for my shuttle stuff to be well executed today. That stinks. But hey, I didn't become a professional Protoss player by complaining about my opponents making a Wraith. So we'll be just fine. Any sign of a third CC? Is he? Wait a second. Okay, so it's just the one starport, but he's making a control tower for it. This cannot possibly be battle cruisers because that doesn't make any sense at all. Stasis exists, Dragoons exist, Scouts exist. There are a lot of things that exist to make life stupidly difficult for battle cruisers against Protoss. So I refuse to believe that's what's happening. But that said, dropship, I guess. That's what the control tower is for. Watching that production tab, I don't see anything that necessitates a control tower yet. Production tab, help us. Your only hope. Another observer comes in, like, fully aware. That his previous buddy got massacred. nOOB taking a fourth base, while the third base is just under construction up here on the left side for 798. So this is the part of the game where you kind of want to be attacking as the Protoss, right? You're going to have a bunch of Dragoons, yes. You're going to be moving them in to try to kill individual siege tanks here. Just to prevent 798 from getting up to 35 siege tanks with +3 attack that become really hard to deal with. Insanely difficult to deal with. Or, I guess you could let Reaver drop. Ooh, big hit. Big hit, but also dead. Down to 49 SCVs. And this Zealot ends up, he loses his life with 0 kills, kind of embarrassingly, but he'll come back as a Dragoon. Maybe one of these that's in production right now. Yeah, so we're definitely just kind of macroing up here on our PVT for today. Quick plug again for RJB. Thanks for sending this in. Just search RJB TV on the YouTube machine, and you'll see his channel. You'll watch him. You'll see what he's up to as far as casting StarCraft goes. He is definitely more into the fastest map ever type stuff. But definitely has a lot of contacts and does have 1v1 replays as well. A lot of contacts in the StarCraft professional world. Got our first science vessel in production. Got High Templar on the way. So just a pretty casual PvT for the first 10.5 minutes of this match. Nothing too insane happening from anybody. This is a lot of gateways out of nOOB. Good old Maynard transfer all the way down to the bottom right-hand base. And yeah, the Protoss is doing everything right. He could expand here if he wants to. 798 is just producing siege tanks, getting upgrades for the tanks, triple pumping SCVs, back up to 62 workers. Vulture's not really making runs. This is something that some lower level Terrans do struggle with, is if you have the Vultures, again, you're making Vultures because you're playing a PvT. You got to start using them in attacks, right? You got to start trying to get something done, trying to find stuff to do. Because if you're just using them defensively, it's not as effective. I can just promise you that. Like, that's something that, that certain players, even at the higher levels, struggle with. Is they just really like turtling up on 3 bases and then moving out. And a really good Protoss player can take advantage of that. Just expand a whole bunch, have a massive bank, and then suddenly your 3 bases aren't amazing, you know? So Reaver, free hit. Another good hit. Ah, Wraith comes up, kind of playing with fire here a little bit, but does try to take down an observer, but oh! See, flimsy boys are Wraiths. Did he ever do anything with this control tower? I really don't know why he built it. I'm very confused right now. But 5 factories in production at once here for 798. Dog Hill is working on more and more Dragoons. Get an amulet upgrade coming in here too. And yeah, this whole strategy that 798 is going for, it's hard to pull off against a Protoss who is better than you especially, but also against someone who is fairly evenly matched with you. It's not easy. That said, if you can get a 4th base up, it does change the game here a little bit. But you can't, you can't just sit here creating your Maginot line and take a 4th base. You kind of need to take some of these tanks and move them over, you know? So tanks are +1 attack. Dragoons have +1 attack. Shuttle still sharking around, trying to find angles with which to storm. I see you over here. I caught ya. And landing on spider mines means 1 storm and death. Alright, so siege tank positioning, spider mine positioning was disgustingly good there from 798, and that did not pay for itself in the least. The shuttle died, the zealots died, the High Templar died. The end. I think they might have killed 1 SCV. We're even on worker count right now. Vulture's trying to move out, but nope. Dragoons have this kind of on lockdown, like the 2 paths that he can take. Another expansion from nOOB down here to the south. Got an EMP researched. Wow, on the way. Got a Stargate coming in. So Arbiters in production at about 13 minutes, which is a little bit later than we see in some of these super higher level PvTs. Definitely later than we see in some of the higher level PvTs. But getting there eventually, I guess. I don't know. Another High Templar dies. We still have 71 SCVs. So maybe 1 or 2. Wow, what a weird unload position. I didn't know you could put units there. That's funny. Poor guy. Dragoons say, come attack us up this high ground, please. Vultures decide, we can handle this many Dragoons. We just outnumber them about 3 to 1. Oof, big hit. But yeah, Reaver down. Dragoons down. Vultures on parade. Here we go. Moving out. Cannons are present, ready to go. We're just going to spider mine this low ground, they say. Maybe we don't want to go up here. Maybe it's too dangerous. What do you say about that? There. And spider mines it is. Are we maxed out yet? Yes. So nOOB is maxed out, and 798 is maxed out. Hardly anything has died here today. A lot of spider mines have died. Probably more spider mines have died than actual units today, which is not ideal. Stasis being researched. Really fairly traditional PvT here. Got a few Goliaths because we know Arbiters are going to be a problem. Also good for... Ooh, actually EMP'd the Dragoons. We know that's going to be good against Observers and Arbiters. And Okay, so kind of a passing of the night scenario here. Noob gets kind of flanked as he's moving out across the map. This group is cut off from all support. I don't know that they want to come up here. Ooh, if these tanks were sieged up, it'd be a different story, that's for sure. SCVs have to come in to try to fight and save their lives as the target firing on the tanks whittles them down to nothing almost instantly. Zealot's coming in here as well, and 798 is in full retreat. This third base is really important to him. It is his newest, basically the only source of income that he has. Vultures are trying to clear out these Zealots. There are a lot of Zealots, though. I don't know if there are enough Vultures to do this, to be honest with you. Yeah, 798 is in an immense amount of trouble. Like, this kind of feels like a GG to me. This is just a really nice attack. Oh, the storms. The repair on this bunker is kind of incredible, though. Alright, so he saves the third base. But he loses about 10 SCVs. Some of them evacuate through the war zone, which is incredible. This refinery might actually burn down, depending on the attention to detail that 798 has right now. Also, Noob is expanding top left. So, yeah, do we want to count? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total bases almost. To 3. Tres pasitos. I think somebody translated for me on the channel recently. However, 798 is in a bit of a rampage mode right now. Good storms defending everything. The Dragoons are jumping on top. Ooh, 3 tanks go down for the price of 1 there. That's some good stormage. A little bit of a clumping problem here for 798. Is he gonna, like, never take a 4th base? He's got a command center. Where is he taking it? I don't actually know. Ah, yes. We've changed course to expand where we want to actually expand. It's a lot of tanks, man. It is a lot of tanks. And they do have +3 attack. It's +2/+1 here from Noob. Good storms. Just kind of trying to hold them back, boys. Hold them back, boys. Delay. Delay as much as Protossly possible here because we're making stuff. We're producing stuff back home. Just need to give them a second to get up to the front lines and engage. Yeah, 4th base exists. I'm really kind of surprised that Noob isn't sending anything over there because he knows that's the only place that 798 can expand. It's the only threat to his ability to win this game is if 798 gets a 4th base. Nice picking off these tanks, taking serious siege tank hits, but lowering those numbers excellently and highly effectively. It's another round of Zealots, which I don't know. The tank count is only 4. There are no reinforcements coming up at all. Like, this is it, man. 798 tried to do something. He got to the front door of Noob, but he's done at this stage. That's it. I guess these tanks are in stasis. I kind of tend to gloss over units that are in stasis because I just kind of feel like they're dead. But no, you know what? Those come back and suddenly it's a little more difficult to do. Not amazingly so, but Noob trying to get a better angle of attack to come on in here from one side instead of trickling in one at a time. Great positioning there for sure. Siege tank down, siege tank down, siege tank down, but there are more tanks on the high ground and there is a reinforcing tank coming in. So it's not a ton of reinforcements, but it is a good number. Also, the Arbiter dead. Good target firing there from 798, and 4th base is up. So we're taking the whole map. We have officially taken the entire map. Some of every mineral patch has been mined at this point. And depending on how many bases die, we could see the map mined out in this match, which is always fun. Always very fun. Hit that like button, by the way, if you're enjoying this PvT, because it's been a bit of a slugfest in the last 10 minutes or so. This helps that algorithm know that I'm here, you know. Don't you know? And Dragoons coming into the 3rd base, where there are 0 siege tanks to defend it from oncoming Dragoon attack. I guess they were preparing for a Vulture attack. Tanks are arriving! Hold your horses, everybody. We got this. Oh, wow. Suddenly, the tank count got really crazy at the front door here for Noob. Noob is in an immense amount of trouble. However, 798 is going to lose his 4th base. Possibly. Maybe not all of it. But yeah, the natural base here for 798 is in a ton of trouble. Does he have a home away from home? Has he done the thing where Protoss will build production facilities on a different a different base because their main base is forfeit, and they are prepared for that. Wow, 4th base survives. Dude, 798's macro is kind of awesome right now. He somehow reinforces the front with a bajillion siege tanks. He somehow reinforces his 4th base with just enough tanks to save the day. Here we go. Attack up on nOOB's 4. Yeah, 3 siege tanks and a few vultures is going to be pretty good. Zealots coming down the ramp. Too many vultures remaining. They have the +3 attack, remember. Bit of a whiff on a storm there, but vultures are so sneaky. Man, look at these vultures. Spider mines, great micro control on them as well. DT tries to shut this down. Temporarily manages to kind of do so. More and more reinforcements coming in, taking this high ground position. With the science vessel is a big deal. This shuttle is here to deal with the problem that he has at the 12 o'clock 4th base. Is it going to be enough is the question. Tank on sieges. Ooh, I think the spider mine probably killed that tank more than that zealot did, would be my guess. So nOOB ends up losing his natural base. Bad news indeed. And then the shuttle comes into the 4th base of 798. And this Archon is getting bonus damage versus biological here, you will notice. So gets 10 kills, and then the Vulture should be able to kill him because they do full damage versus shields, and that's all that Archons are. You usually don't see Archon Vulture battles, but there are more Archon favored than you might expect. Okay, so back to 47 SCVs is 798. Not exactly the most healthy economic place he's ever been. But also, nOOB is losing his 12 o'clock, straight up. Also, this top left base doesn't really exist because this Vulture is here causing problems. His job is to kill this Nexus all by himself. Probe count knocked down to 48 for nOOB right now, too. This is definitely a knockdown slug 'em out. nOOB's effectively on 3 mining bases now to the 2 bases of 798. He's got to feel pretty good about that. But he is down 124 to 143 supply. He's got the bank. He just needs more unit producing structures or something. Or he's not producing out of them quickly enough is the other option here. Yeah, I'm not convinced that 798 is going to get more than 4 bases today, but maybe that's all he needs on this map. It's not like this has, you know, 16 places you can expand or anything. Are there maps that have 16 places you can expand? Poor SCV. Why are you here killing a Nexus? I guess maybe it's more DPS than the Vulture was doing, maybe. That could have been the concern. So retaking the 12 o'clock here is nOOB. Oh, it's a dropship. Hey, the control tower got used for something, everybody. Yeah, that cannon placement is pretty great. Dropship escapes. And quick plug for the Sunday stream, I guess. If you're interested in seeing me stream some user-submitted replays, also some professional replays from players like Jaedong, Bisu, Flash, Queen, Hero, right? Sharp, Light, Last, players like that. Then Sunday stream is the place to be. You've probably seen it. Streaming 1440p out there, 4K on the regular stream, on the regular casts. But 1440 out on the YouTube streams. Yeah, come say hello. They're live. Obviously, a lot of you people do end up watching the VOD too, which is very fun. Those posts on Sunday once the stream is complete, but they start about 12 Eastern time if you want to come say hello on those. nOOB's up 192 to 174 supply. I don't know. Why do I feel like this is nOOB's game? He's got more bases. He's got more income. I guess the top left base. Ooh, look at this. Did I expect this to occur? I'm not sure that I did. But 798 is taking that top left-hand base. Ooh, Oh, the drop came all the way up here. Hot diggity do. All right, can Probe take care of his 12 o'clock is going to be the big time question of the day here. Yeah, these Dragoons are all dead. Too many siege tanks, too many cooks in the kitchen there for sure. And it does, looks like he managed to save that 12 o'clock. He's not mining from it, but it also doesn't belong to the Terran, and the Nexus is alive, so I will consider that a pretty substantial victory for the Protoss. Taking advantage of a recently vacated center of the map, it is 798, coming on a direct beeline collision course for Probe's natural base once again, which Probe actually hasn't retaken. He hasn't retaken this base. He's got 1,500 gas. And yeah, mineral count isn't really worth throwing down a Nexus here, so I don't know, could use the gas income. That'd be worth it for 400 minerals? I don't know. I don't rightly know. Shuttle attempt. Very sneaky. SCV sees it though, I think. Thought about going for a recall, but then there's like 5 missile turrets here, so not particularly incredible. Yeah, I mean, 798 is down to 1 base compared to the pretty consistent income feed that nOOB's been getting from several bases here. I don't know what that was. Oh, that was the shuttle. Wow, really? Okay. Man, that was an ill-fated kind of kamikaze-style attempt, yeah? Actually, no EMP gets tossed down. Science Vessel was moving. Science Vessel saw that. Didn't EMP the Arbiter. Which is kind of an automatic play, right? If you see an Arbiter and you have a Science Vessel nearby with enough energy for one of those, then you just do it. Ah, it's another Arbiter maybe going for a recall. I see you. I see you, Sneaky Pants. 798's only at 150 supply. nOOB's at 197. Man, can you imagine a Reaver shot right about in here? It'd be pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, there's enough army there for 798 that nOOB doesn't want anything to do with it. Can't really go down this ramp without a few stasises, or maybe some of the tanks leave it. I love those Arbiters. Like, I will get enough hits on one of these SCVs to kill them. It takes about 10, but I can do it. No! nOOB, what did I just say? You don't go down this ramp. Alright, there's a lot of dead zealots. Pretty good storm. I guess they did set up the storms to kill a couple of these siege tanks. Not too shabby stuff. This is going to be a 798 win. They're fighting like cats and dogs over this top left base here. A lot of SCVs are dying. The long distance mining is not a great plan. Not a great plan. Name that movie. That's a free Science Vessel. I don't know why he's up here. Goodbye, Science Vessel. Fare thee well. Observer paving the way for the Arbiter to get in here, trying to get a really sneaky recall into a very strange position. No, he makes it into the main. Recalls in. It's not a giant army, but I'm not sure what's in position. I guess these are in position to deal with it. So again, I'm not a huge fan of recalls into the main base. Just gonna be honest with you here. Also, the very patient coming up this ramp of 798. Like, he's making great trades. Just gonna toss that out there. So the Academy's on fire. A couple supply depots die. A factory dies. But once again, Okay, I guess if you're using it in conjunction with an attack coming to the front, because guess what? 798 moved his army to the main base to try to deal with that. So the front door's sort of open now. That is actually kind of a fantastic play out of nOOB, and I like it. I like it a lot. So he does actually, wow, that was pretty fast. He just walked a bunch of tanks up here. Wiped out the 12 o'clock position from nOOB. But his own natural base is going to die. Not that it's really a source of income or anything, but this is where all the factories live. So did he not? No. 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 Yeah, not enough energy. Okay. So instead of... What the crap? No, those were shields. That was shields it was low, and I misread the bars. Okay, well, it actually did enough to allow nOOB to get up this ramp. The zealots need to get on top of the tanks. Don't worry about the vultures, man. The tanks are the big-time problem here, boys. God, the pathing on this poor guy. He's like, I'm doing it. Hang on. Oh, there's a factory here. Gosh dang, stupid AI. Get over here and kill this. There it is. Oh, he did it. He did the thing. But there's a vulture hiding behind the refinery and saves the siege tank. Oh my gosh, the siege tank vulture pairing is incredible stuff right now. 108 to 98 supply. Extremely close game. Yeah. Shields is the top one. I'm misreading the bars because I'm an idiot. There's the EMP. So now you don't have enough energy for a recall. Did he just defensive matrix? He defensive matrixed a Dragoon by accident. Hey, defensive matrix Dragoon at the top of the ramp holding against everything. Oh no, he lost the defensive matrix. Siege tanks can kind of tear through that pretty quickly. All right, so clears it up. Ends up losing a machine shop. A couple buildings are on fire. But it could have been a lot worse, right? Right. He does manage to take the top left during the chaos. So 798 has that base back, which is extremely important for him. The 12 o'clock is coming back for nOOB, which is extremely important for him, as suddenly he's mined out of a couple of the places that he's been relying on income for. Oh, there's not enough of a response here. Hang on, the tanks are rolling as fast as they can over this way. Dude, the SCV obliteration here is not good. 25 SCVs. Zealots in amongst the groups. Storm in the tanks that are in response mode to this entire thing. Down to 19 SCVs. I don't feel good about this from 798. He's going to lose a command center too. This one might survive. Although, maybe not. Oh my gosh, it's going to die. Wow, good play. Good play from nOOB. That's beautiful. All right, so CC dies. And there's actually not enough money for 798 to make another command center. So we have to bring this one from the dead base. He's going to float it over to the top left and try to set it up there. If that happens, might be in a good position. nOOB can rebuild a Nexus, but spider mines must be cleared first. As is tradition. nOOB pushing in, clearing out that Spider-Man field. Gonna try to get maybe a high ground position to come on into this top left-hand base. Positioning would be pretty good for that. 82 to 44 supply. Yeah, man, nOOB's got this thing. nOOB has it. Wiping out a dead base doesn't really mean a whole lot, but... yeah, this base is warping in. This base still has some minerals, I guess. I don't know. Oh, no. High Templar snipe and actually willing to sacrifice this vulture for a couple probe kills. Just trying to even up this death count because he's down to 13 SCVs and it's 31 probes on the other side. Pretty good micro, actually, for this guy. Not bad. Not bad driving, vulture bike pilot, man. Just kidding. You didn't run when you got shot in the back of the head. Not too great. So the question is, how much can we Arbiter down here? The answer is not great. There are several Goliaths. Okay, 3 Goliaths. There are 2 missile turrets. So recall down here is not amazing, but there's actually not that much by way of siege tanks either, dude. Look, it's 107 to 50 supply. It is double the supply right now. That should not... 798 can't win this. Am I wrong? I don't feel like I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong, though. That's what makes this fun, is unexpected outcomes. Always fun. Man, like, geez, Advocat versus Jaedong, the legendary match. So it's a 4 High Templar drop swinging on in here. Is he just... I just don't... Oh, he's cloaked in this position, so he... Oh, that is such a sick spot to hang out in. Just in range of the cloak, just out of range of detection of the missile turrets. That's amazing stuff. Vulture's kind of having a field day up here a little bit, but, you know. 2 Dragoons should be enough to handle this if you dodge Spider Mine. Don't drag them into the mineral line, though. Smart. See, bringing the Dragoons to the outside here so they don't explode inside the mineral line is exactly how you want to do this. Genius. This army is setting up for an attack, but additionally, in case reinforcements show up, but it's really just vultures right now. Archon just dies. Recall? Stasis? Okay, so Stasis is a 2 tanks at the back, and I think that's it for 791. I think he's just going to get overwhelmed. The tanks at the back aren't helping. The tanks at the front, there's only 2 of them, and that's a good game. 798 taps out, and nOOB is your winner in 37 minutes and 14 seconds. Woo! Hit the like button if you enjoyed that PBT. That was, wow. That was pretty impressive. I mean, 798 did some really nice attacks, took out the entire natural base of nOOB, was firing on these gateways pretty much consistently. But I just don't think got enough damage done elsewise. He had some nice drops, right? A decent drop attempt down here that kind of failed. A better one up here that succeeded in killing the 12 o'clock base more than once. But, yeah, just the continued aggression out of nOOB was great. The 10 minutes, he first kind of left the Terran player alone. But after that, it was recalls, it was shuttle drops, it was just pushing into places, it was stasising. A lot of command centers died here today. And overall, the trades were better for the Protoss. Let's take a look at that. So 312,000 points out of the Protoss here. He was blue. And 290,000 points out of 798. So nOOB ends up producing about 150 units fewer than 798, but killed about 60 or 70 more. So good trades that way. Structures raised about even, which is pretty impressive for a PvT too. And then gas mined more for nOOB by about 4,000 or so, 4,500. Minerals mined substantially higher, and total spent, wow, that's a lot more. It's like a third more than 798 did. And again, that's kind of what you have to do for as kind of close of a game as it was. I don't know. I don't actually know. It just comes down to a lot of Protoss units died, but he had enough money to replace them and do more. So, good PvT there for sure. And that right there is going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.